Hey guys, welcome back to this week, last week of January. Today is Monday, January 26th. Just wrapped up the trading session. Today we took a loss, but it was, I would say, a very W day. Kind of start off, we got up at 6. I was a little groggy, so I think I closed my eyes for 10 minutes on the couch. Caught myself, got up, went to the upstairs washroom to get ready, and then came back down, marked up my positions and ready to execute. By the time I was on the charts, we were sitting in this area and we had beautiful reaction, and so our setup started to form. I'll go over everything right now. We are still, of course, very bullish. This is the most recent 4-hour order block right here. It would have been really nice to see this 4-hour liquidity being grabbed, but it was just not there yet. We have this 1-hour liquidity being grabbed as a confluence to the upside, and then I just wanted to look for some order blocks. So here we have a 15-minute that's being respected. So from here, I pretty much just looked for my entry, and today was really nice and easy. This is the best kind of setups I like, where we come into an order or a higher time frame confluence, and then we start shifting. So I guess you could say like a reversal. Wow, we are plummeting right now. Look, you could grab liquidity, P level, move to the upside, but it's probably looking for a retracement. There's a lot of sell side. I think what price is doing is grabbing all this buy side liquidity to then push lower and kind of fill in some gaps and things like that. But our setup today was, our first break in favor was right here. Right? So that means liquidity sits right here. Liquidity sits right here. Eventually we had a second break to the upside right here. So we had liquidity here, and we also had some internal liquidity grabbed here. My PA level that I actually ended up using was right here. Now this was a valid setup, but not a high quality setup, because there was actually two setups today. Let me just continue to go through this. So I entered here on a 1-minute candle closure above the EMA and PA level. I think I went with 55 ticks. Yeah, it's pretty much that candle, like right here. The stop loss got freaking mollywopped, like literally, not like, yeah, within one candle mollywopped. And then at that point I was open to doing a second trade, which would have been down here. But at the time I was a little confused because I didn't know if this was if we consider this a break to the downside, and then this break to the downside. So I actually did end up going with that theory, that this was the first break, second break, meaning that I would have to wait for the liquidity to be grabbed from the swing, which is quite far. So I figured I probably wouldn't get into a second trade because of the two breaks to the downside. And I had already taken a loss earlier with this P level, so I was leaning towards not over trading. But at the same time, I was like, I'm not sure if this is the break, because I think this is the lowest point of this higher low. So that means this wick transfers from here to here, and this is the first break, and then that means only one break, meaning this is still valid. Now if we were to take this trade, the only options, nothing on the 1 minute because the EMA is too far. It would have been a 5-minute candle closure right here, probably 75 to cover the structure, and then full take profit achieved. Now I had a lot of people in the community took this first PA level. We all got fucked up. Big Dog got in on the second trade and he didn't take the first PA level, and I asked him why, and he said the PA level was too high and we are also in a 1-hour liquidity swing area. So what that means is price, this is 1-hour liquidity right here. So this was 1 hour liquidity that was grabbed, and I guess this is 1 hour liquidity grabbed, but we had a reaction. So I don't know. Like, I think it was still valid trade. It is valid, but it's like these are the things that you have to get better with after you've been trading your strategy for a while, which is like understanding like when your strategy works best, right? Or like quality areas to take your strategy into effect. If this is 1 hour liquidity grabbed, is this still? We had a reaction. Eight o'clock. Let me see. This is 8. I don't know, because I think what he's referring to is this 1 hour liquidity was being grabbed, and so let's just stick with that for now. The reason why he didn't use this PA level is because we just grabbed this liquidity, so price is going to have some sort of reaction to the downside, right? So this PA level is too high, so he would rather wait for some more liquidity to be grabbed and then use this one. My only concern is that I actually think the 1 hour liquidity was already grabbed, like right here. So, yeah, like I think this, I'm not sure if this high is a 1 hour liquidity. That's the only thing. 4 hour, not there. I mean, liquidity can wick transfer, so. Okay. Interesting. I think the biggest learning lesson today, again, is like, again, understanding where you are on the higher time frame as well. Like this whole area here, right, it's just full of liquidity. So it's like if we're coming up to that area and we just grabbed it, are we really going to push upwards? We're probably gonna have we will eventually push up to grab all of that liquidity, but we need a little bit more. We need to come down and grab more fuel before we can pump up, right? So I think that's the learning lesson today. It's just understanding like the quality of your setup and your position on the lower time frame versus the higher time frame. But yeah, so we will carry on tomorrow.